The resurrection is not just a doctrine about Jesus. That when he said it is finished, when he said it is done, when the angels have said he has risen and Jesus himself has broken the chains of death, the resurrection is not a doctrine about Jesus to be explained. The resurrection is an ongoing life with him. The resurrection is something that is to be lived. As we spend more time in reflection, I like how one author said, sometimes we put our emotions into two categories: happy or sad. You're either here or you're here. But I like so much how I don't remember the author, but I remember she was talking about how maybe the journey of life is not a journey of happiness and sadness, as if you have to choose between one or the other, but the journey of life can somehow be divided into shallow and deep. That oftentimes our pursuit of happiness can be a flight from depth, from one's own interior life and the suffering of the people around us. Which is why perhaps the journey of hope is not one from sadness to happiness. Perhaps the journey of hope is one of deep lament and deep praise. The journey of deep suffering and deep celebration. And this journey is not just there for us to stay in our emotions. It is supposed to propel us to act. That's why the question that I want to ask us today is this: how is the hope of the resurrection inspiring you to live your life differently? How is the reality of the hope of the resurrection inspiring you to live your life differently? I agree with Coach People. Last night he said, humanity is being given an opportunity to redirect itself, to reset, to recalibrate, and to restore perhaps ways of thinking, ways of living that has been broken for the longest time. It is a time of restoration. And this hope that inspires us to live our life differently is supposed to be a hope that inspires us to act. That's why John Polkinghorne, hope is more than a mood. Again, hope is not just wishful thinking. It is not just positive optimism. It is something deeper than that. Because if our hope in the resurrection is true, then it will involve a commitment to act, a commitment to live our lives differently. Because if we believe that the old has gone and the new has come, if we believe that it is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me, then our lives will be set on a very different course. Hope is a commitment to act. What we hope for should be what we are prepared to work for and do to bring about as far as that power that lies in us.